You can go ahead and get started. Then we'll bring Brian in.
All right. How you doing, Kurt?
I am great. Yourself?
Good, thanks. So what are you up to these days? Yeah, you got obviously a little time off here.
Yeah. We're back at it. So we're
Okay.
into the grind. And, unlike some of the teams in the league, Doug, fortunate to have our entire group back with no Olympians. So we probably came back a little bit later than the majority of the league. But we have an advantage having everybody in camp, and we're now back into the grind, preparing for not only the Commissioner's Cup, but the final 12 games of the regular season.
So what day specifically did you return to Connecticut and start practicing?
We started practicing on Friday.
Friday, okay. And yourself, did you stick around Connecticut or were you elsewhere?
Yeah, I was out of town. I had an opportunity to be with family a great deal, and then in an unusual opportunity with a summer basketball season, had the opportunity to attend a high school reunion. So
Okay.
enjoyed catching up with a lot of high school friends and some that I hadn't seen in decades. So a rare opportunity in these Olympic years to have the break. So fortunate that it connected me back to my high school reunion. So two birds with one stone, got to be with my family, my parents, but also then attend the reunion.
Good. So, I mean, was it nice just to get away for a little bit? You know, the first half was such a grind for you and the team.
Yeah, I think it was really important when you look at our core group, a lot of extended minutes for our starters. And when you look at those starters, they came directly from their international leagues. So that was a really tough grind, not only the 20 WNBA games, but the majority of them, had very little, if any, training camp because they came directly from their international leagues. So not only was it's been physically draining on them, logging a lot of minutes, extending minutes on the starters, they just hadn't had a break for a long time. So well needed for the players, well needed for the coaching staff. That was a grind. And so we got to be able to catch our breath, and now we'll get to use this almost as a second training camp.
Right. Yeah, and especially, I know previously you had players you were waiting on their commitments overseas and stuff. So now the second training camp, I mean, what is the benefit of that, for you guys to kind of, as you're headed into this Commissioner's Cup game?
Yeah, the focus here early was get back at it and compete, but we needed to be up tempo, a little bit longer practices at this time of the year than you would typically have. We're treating it like a training camp here out of the gate. So, we've had 3 intense up tempo practices to try to get our conditioning. If we lost some conditioning, to try to get our basketball legs back under us. And again, just put them right back into a competitive situation. The other caveat is now across the league, we're now allowed to use male practice players that are fully vaccinated. So really the first time since 2019 that we've been able to use male practice players. So again, not always reps against each other now. You can have different type of lineups. You can try different type of combinations in the stretch because you got a dedicated male practice squad.
And you got to watch the All-Star game a little bit, see John Paul.
Yeah, I did. I did not attend it, but was dialed in and with our 3 and really excited how JJ competed in the 3-point shooting contest. Just came up a little bit short, but proud from afar watching our 3 All-Stars.
I mean, just what do you make of John Qual? What do you expect for this? She's done so much for you guys, and
yeah, she's the centerpiece of what we do. Her versatility is, basically unmatched in this league, playing inside and out at her size, her ability to dominate the glass at both ends of the floor. But she's talented and versatile enough to play outside and bring the ball up 94 feet. So she's just such a pleasure to coach. Played with a lot of energy these first 3 days back, a lot of communication, played with a lot of tempo. So, really excited about what could be for her over these last 12 games.
And what do you see? What do you make of the Commissioner's Cup? Obviously this is the first time thing, but I mean, what do you see the benefit of it being for the league and for your team?
We're excited to be in the inaugural Commissioner's Cup. Obviously won the East, so gave us confidence against those 10 games in the East. Did really well. It did what it was supposed to do with our team. It was a topic of conversation on Commissioner Cup nights, especially as we got into it and got off to a good start, and saw the light at the end of the tunnel that we could control our own destiny in the East. So it did generate, conversation. It did generate some focus from our team since we were in the thick of the race. Excited, to have an opportunity to play Seattle. Ironically, you play your 11 opponents in the league, 10 of them you play 3 times, and one random opponent you only play twice. Seattle is our team that we only play twice in the regular season. So now, lo and behold, we get to play them a 3rd time, and it won't count for any regular season or any playoff implications, but we're excited about being in the Cup. It's another way to generate money for the league through sponsorships, and in a unique way to jumpstart after this Olympic break. And for our players, it is an unbelievable opportunity for a great bonus. As well documented, the winning team players will receive a bonus of approximately $30,000, $10,000 for the runner-up. So they've triggered a bonus one way or the other how we play out in Phoenix, and that's always exciting for these players to be able to get that type of bonus.
How about just the Olympics? I don't know how much of that you've been able to watch, but certainly. It's been competitive, more competitive than previous games. Just your impressions of that, not just about the USA team, but kind of just how other countries, it seems, are kind of, improving their product of play.
Well, in general, the Olympics are amazing. Growing up, playing every sport, participating in every sport. I was a competitive swimmer, so watching all the swimming has been amazing. I was recruited harder for track, and I was a sprinter than I was even in my recruitment for basketball. So I'm excited with the track starting, and it's just so fun to watch as a sports fan. The best of the best around the world. In terms of women's basketball, obviously was on that 5-member committee that selection committee that selected this team. So I'm nervous. I have a vested interest in Team USA. Obviously, off to a 2-0 start. Had a significant lead against Nigeria, but got back to single digits in the 4th quarter. And then the unique style. Always knew once the pools were announced that the Japan game was a scary matchup because they're so unique and they play such a unique style. So, proud of Team USA getting through that. And again, another game that, got into those upper teens late. And so, while it's closer than some years, still they have done some good things in both games. Turnovers are, a concern for Team USA. They've got to keep their turnover rate lower when they play in these quarterfinals and beyond, or they could get beat. But excited with their start. Another challenge coming up tomorrow against France and final tune-up before the quarterfinals. But I'm nervous because I played a part in this year's Olympic team.
All right. Sounds good. Well, I appreciate it. It's good to chat. So hope you're.
Thank you, Doug.
Yep. Take care. I'm Doug with Hearst, Connecticut Media. I guess I'm the only one on here, so try to make this quick. But how's everything going in terms of, you're back in Connecticut here? what is it like to be back and just kind of, get restarted?
Oh, it's been great seeing a lot of Connecticut college because Kurt has us in here all day. No, but it's been great to be back here and have everybody back together. It felt like forever, and it was nice to miss my teammates, but we're finally back together on the court, and we're getting after it and having a good time.
So the whole team is there, right? Because you have no Olympic commitments.
What was that?
The whole team is there, correct? Because you have no
Yeah.
Olympic
Mhm,
commitments.
mhm. Everybody's here.
How did you spend your time off?
Honestly, just relaxing. Went and saw a few of my people that I haven't been able to see in a long time just because of overseas and all that. And then I went home. I went home and I was content on just being in my couch, on my couch, watching movies, relaxing, doing that. Very rarely do I have the time just to stop and allow myself to stop and enjoy my home because, we're going from overseas to the WNBA season. So it was nice to spend some time in my home.
And where's home?
Phoenix, Arizona.
Okay. Yeah. And I mean, on that note, the first half was such a grind. It's those long stretches of games to kind of get some time off and recalibrate. I mean, that must benefit you moving forward, doesn't it?
Oh, 100%. And you could see it when everybody got back here, just, looking refreshed, having that bounce in their step, it's necessary as much as, staying in the grind and continuing to work is important. So is taking some time off, mentally, physically, it's huge in, your success as a player and as an athlete. And I'm glad we got that time this year.
And then Kurt mentioned you're practicing against male practice players again. He seemed to, say that was kind of a benefit for you, for the team, since it'd been a while that you've been able to do that. I mean, how does that help?
Well, playing against guys, they're quick, they're explosive, they're physical, all the things that we need to be practicing against because that's what we're going to be up against in the WNBA. But having another team to play against allows us to mix up lineups, to get some rest reps, so we're not always on the court. We get a sub out, rest a little bit more while getting our whole team in and working on a lot of the things that we need to. So it's nice to have somebody to go against every day that's not our own team.
Did you see the All-Star game and, specifically John Quell, she, one of the stars of the show there?
Oh yeah. I mean, just killing it. I was rooting for all my teammates and we showed up, showed out, of course. I expected nothing less from them, but yeah, I expect that from John Quell every time she steps on the court. So it wasn't a surprise for me. She's just showing the world what she can do.
And, obviously the Commissioner's Cup, there's a financial benefit to that. I mean, just what do you think it does for the sport itself in terms of exposure and, there's a competitive aspect too with you in Seattle. I know that, but just beyond the financial aspect, how beneficial do you think this is?
Well, I think it's nice to bring some excitement to the, to the league midway through. Sometimes people get lost in the mix during the course of a season. It gets a little long, but this kind of spices it up, brings something new, something exciting, something fans can look forward to, before playoffs hit, so I think it's great and it's going to be a competitive game. And I think it's a great thing.
Yeah.
Great event.
And so what are you practicing every day here now, or just kind of, do you know what the next week to 10 days is going to be like for you, the team?
Yeah, we're practicing. We have a couple days off. They put together a good plan leading up to the Commissioner's Cup. But yeah, we'll be out here practicing away and getting better, tightening some things up, getting back in basketball shape, and doing everything we can to be ready to take on the second half of the season and get after it and get this dub in the Commissioner's Cup.
You think it benefits you too? I mean, you don't have any Olympians on the team. I know it's a privilege to play in Tokyo, but I mean, there's a benefit. There's got to be a benefit for you to kind of have your whole team together here, isn't there?
Oh, 100%. This is extra time that a lot of teams just don't have right now, and we're gonna take it, taken full advantage of this opportunity that we're given to tighten up everything with everybody on our team here. And yeah, we're just not going to waste this opportunity to get better as a full unit. So yeah.
What did you learn? What did the team learn from the first half about you guys?
I think we learned that we have potential to be very good. But the second half, it's going to take a lot more, and we're going to need to be consistent. We're going to need to play better basketball collectively. And, you know, I think we learned that when we put the pieces together, we're a very good team. And so now it's tightening up the little things, improving in the areas that we struggled, and, you know, kind of filling those gaps that we have as a team and being the best that we can. But yeah. And the league is so good. And I think a lot of our younger players, they learn that you got to show up every night, because regardless of who you're playing, if you don't bring it, they're going to come and get you, and you're going to walk home with an L. So, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. It's good to chat. So,
Yes.
all right.